In this lecture, we are going to be talking about irrational thoughts and irrational thinking. Why do we think irrationally sometimes? What is the cause of this irrationality? How severe can it be? And how can we avoid it? Of course, we are going to elaborate on this idea in other lectures as it is one of the fundamental ideas of rational emotive behavior therapy. But for now, this is a lecture for you to understand the broad idea and concepts behind irrational thinking. Now, at the basis of irrational thinking are usually 5 concepts that we need to watch out for. First off, the catastrophe phenomenon. Going into irrational thinking will automatically throw us into a void of irrational and negative, unhealthy thoughts and emotions. When a certain event happens and it triggers negative emotions and thoughts through irrational analysis, this irrationality can build up through overthinking, building towards more negative thoughts, and we go from a very tiny problem that can be rationally solved easily to a catastrophe. A huge inflation of the negativity and the negative effects of this event will dominate our mindset, and it will build up all the negativity towards forming a catastrophe phenomenon. In a nutshell, it's the end of the world. When an event happens and you think that it is the end of the world, whether it's a breakup, whether it's failing a course, whether it's you getting fired from your job, thinking that it is the end of the world is you falling into irrational thinking. It is you falling into the catastrophe phenomena, which you can get out of by thinking rationally. Second off, we're going to talk about the concept of the minimization error. A lot of times, certain events happen, they trigger through irrationality, negative thoughts and emotions, but we minimize the problem. We think that it is not that serious. But here's the thing about negative and positive thinking. They build up through snowball effect or the compound effect. One negative thought will lead to another negative thought. 2 negative thoughts will lead to 4 negative thoughts, and it will keep increasing, which will eventually lead to the catastrophe phenomena. So for us to avoid the catastrophe phenomena, we need to pay close attention to the minimization error. When there is an error in your rational analysis of the problem that makes you think in an irrational negative way, you need to be aware of the negativity as soon as it manifests for you to solve the problem rationally, realistically, and in a positive way to avoid the negativity piling up and leading towards the catastrophe phenomenon. Moreover, we're going to talk about the subjective analysis. Rational emotive behavior therapy, as we're going to talk about in different lectures, one of the main components, the E letter, is emotive. This therapy is based a lot on emotional intelligence and emotional proper management. When we talk about subjectivity, we're talking about us thinking from an emotional perspective instead of us thinking from an objective, facts, and rational-based analysis of the situation. In the book, The Power of Now, there's a very nice explanation of what emotions are. And the author says, emotions are a disturbance. Emotions can disturb our state of mind, they can disturb our rationality, our positivity, our focus and concentration. Of course, this is when the emotions are not managed properly. This is when we are not emotionally intelligent and we do not know how to cope and manage those emotions. And there's going to be a huge section in this course explaining how to become emotionally intelligent for you to avoid subjective analysis, or at least unhealthy subjective analysis. Now we're also going to talk about rational and logical loopholes. Sometimes we cannot think about something in a logical and rational way because we are not equipped with the logical and rational level to assess this problem properly. That's why talking to others about the problem, others who might have more experience, watching videos, reading articles, all leading up for you to find solutions to a certain problem can help you tremendously. The goal is for you to find those keys and those building stones that can basically block the loopholes and build your logical and rational thinking and interpretation of events. And lastly, we're going to talk about delusion and paranoia. Delusion, to sum it up, is you thinking in an unrealistic way. If you have expectations to pass all your courses with an A+, when you never show up to class, when you never study, when you have no idea what's going on, this is you being delusional and unrealistic. When you expect to get a promotion and you're always late, you don't finish the job properly, you leave early, you always call in sick, and you don't do your job effectively or efficiently, this is you being delusional or unrealistic. So we need to be absolutely aware of any delusions that may occur, that once they are non-manifested in our lives, we fall into paranoia, and again, this leads us into thinking that it's the end of the world, falling into the catastrophe phenomenon.